The root of all suffering. What if I told you that 100% of your psychological suffering is self-created? Not by your life circumstances, but by the way you process them. So hello, friends. Welcome to the Channel Growth Library, where we distill the world's most powerful ideas into actionable insights. Let's start. The book begins with a radical idea. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Ngoyen introduces the concept that our problems don't come from the world outside, but from the thinking mind. He sets the stage for a journey to rediscover non-thinking, a state of flow where peace and creativity live. Chapter 1. The Search for Peace. We spend our lives looking for peace in external achievements, money, status, relationships, but peace is our natural default state. Ngoyen explains that we are like the ocean. The surface might be choppy with waves, thoughts, but the depths are always still. We don't need to find peace, we just need to stop creating the storm that hides it. Lesson. Peace is not something you acquire. It's what's left when you stop thinking. Chapter 2. The difference between thinking and thought. This is the most important chapter of the book. Thought. A spontaneous spark of data or a seed that enters your mind. You cannot control these. Thinking. The act of actively ruminating, judging, and spinning a story around a thought. This is where suffering begins. Story. Imagine a seed, thought, falls in your hand. If you leave it alone, nothing happens. But if you plant it in the soil of your mind and water it with worry, thinking, it grows into a tree of anxiety. Takeaway. You are not responsible for your thoughts, but you are responsible for how much you think about them. Chapter 3. Why we think. Our brains are hardwired for survival, not happiness. Thinking is a survival mechanism. We think to try and predict the future or solve the past so we can stay safe. However, in the modern world, this leads to overanalysis. We think because we believe it gives us control, but in reality, overthinking is what makes us lose control of our emotions. Chapter 4. The Origin of Suffering. Suffering only exists when we believe our thoughts are the truth. Ngoyen argues that feelings don't come from the world. They come from our thinking about the world. Example. If you get an email from your boss that says, "See me in my office," you might feel terror. The email is just text. The terror comes from the thinking. I'm getting fired, I failed, etc. If you didn't think those things, you would just walk to the office calmly. Chapter 5. How we create our experience. The insight. Our thoughts act as a filter for reality. We don't see the world as it is. We see it as we think it is. If you are in a thinking state of "I am a failure," your brain will look for evidence to prove it. This is a feedback loop. To change your life, you don't change your actions first. You change the level of thinking you are operating from. Chapter 6. The 3 levels of mind. The flow, or intuition. Consciousness. The ability to be aware of your existence. Thought. The paint we use to create our personal reality. When we align with universal intelligence and quiet our personal thinking, we enter the zone or flow. Chapter 7. How to Stop Thinking. The Practical Guide. You don't stop thinking by trying to stop. That's just more thinking. Instead, you stop thinking by letting go. Recognize that a thought is just a thought. Don't judge it. Don't fight it. Just notice it and return to the present moment. It's like watching clouds pass by. You don't have to grab them. Chapter 8. Finding Your Way Back to Peace. Negative emotions are smoke alarms. When you feel stressed, anxious, or angry, don't try to fix the situation immediately. Use that feeling as a signal that you are thinking too much. Lesson. The worse you feel, the less you should trust your current thoughts. Chapter 9. The Power of Intuition. Great ideas come from the space between thoughts. Intuition is quiet and certain. Thinking is loud and chaotic. When you stop the mental chatter, your inner guide can finally speak. Ngoyen encourages readers to rely on the feeling of a decision rather than a pros and cons list. Chapter 10. Unconditional Love and Creation. When we stop thinking, we naturally feel love and connection. Our ego is built through thinking. I am better than him. I am worse than her. When we stop thinking, the ego dissolves, and we realize we are connected to everyone. This is the state where we are most creative and productive. Chapter 11. Summary and Final Thoughts. You are only one thought away from a completely different life. The book concludes by reminding us that we are the creators of our reality. The moment we stop believing our limiting thoughts, those limits cease to exist. You don't need more information. You need less thinking. The goal: aim for non-thinking rather than positive thinking. The rule: if you feel bad, stop thinking. You can't solve a problem with the same level of thinking that created it. The truth: you are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them. Finally, friends, if this summary gave you the clarity and the push you needed, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing book summaries.